like to introduce y'all to the king. I like to introduce y'all to the king. Now all I need is my crown and my ring. Now all I need is my crown and my ring. I like to introduce y'all to the king. I like to introduce y'all.
Welcome back to KQ Life Motivation. I'm Zuhair, aka Mr. J, and today I am here with King.
Nah, Scott. Everybody know me as Hercules.
Hercules, what's good with you, King?
Man, it's good to see you, man.
Likewise, alive and well.
Good to hear, man. I'm doing good, man. Day by day, just trying to be better each day that come.
Right.
Conquer those new challenges.
Right. So, man, let's get right into it, man. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, your journey, man. What you got going on, a little.
Of course, yeah. So I'm 21 years old. I'm currently pursuing a Bachelor's of Science at Brockport in psychology.
Okay.
I want to become a clinical psychologist and focus with children and cognitive development because it's crucial that in the earlier stage in life, while the brain is forming and those neurotransmitters are forming and behavior starting to become a little bit more permanent, it's good that we correct bad habits early on, we educate early on, we give child a distinctive sense of self. And I think that's essential that we do that, especially with black children, because there's a lot of things that we suffer from. There's a lot of trauma within the black community. We're still recovering from things that happened to us in slavery, you understand? But we don't know it, so we can't put a name to it, and we don't know to correct it. So essentially, we're just passing down generational curses and not even knowing it. Right. So the impact I want to have is just correcting that. I was surrounded by a lot of positive black role models growing up, and I spent some time at Flint Center and just watching the kids and just observing. You know, they didn't really have.
For people that don't know, what's
a city of Rochester. They have recreation centers throughout the city. You go there, have fun, play basketball. They give you meals and stuff like that. The main thing I really see children going for is for the meals. They're mostly in impoverished neighborhoods, unfortunately, mainly the black community and things like that. So I was there for some time, like 2-3 years actually, and just watching the kids and getting to know them because I'm from that neighborhood, but I was kind of like a middle class black man. Like I grew up with both my parents, had I would say a pretty loving and supportive family, you know, so I was always seen as an outcast to them, just coming from that lifestyle, even though, you know, I was black and I had the same struggles they did, but just seeing me, you know, coming from private school and a tie and the button up, they kind of had some type of fear, thought I was better than them.
But you was in that environment, like you was in the city.
Yep, I lived in the city, but it just so happened that my parents, you know, just made enough money to be able to send me to private school.
Okay.
You know, they valued education. And now that I'm older, I kind of see why. Like I hated private school. You know, early on in my life, I figured out what it meant to be a black man. And you know, having that innocence taken from me definitely, you know, changed me. But I wouldn't have changed it because that helped me to grow and develop into the man I am today. You know, and I'm thankful for it. But people often, you know, assume who I am because I have both parents in my life. But what people don't understand is that while growing up, yes, I had my parents there physically, but there was a lot of emotional and psychological absences there as well. And I think that plays a heavier toll than just having your parent there in the physical form. Yeah. Understand what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of traps within our community, you know. Every corner is a corner store owned by the Arabs. They get their nails done. Nails is owned by the Chinese and the Korean and all the Asians. You understand what I'm saying? We go to a liquor store. Liquor stores usually Jews. It's not us in our own community, and they're pumping those things into us. But we idolize rappers and ball players. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but people can name me 20,000 rappers, 20,000 basketball players, football players. Name me some black scholars. Name me some black educators. You understand what I'm saying? Name me some black doctors. But I just was thankful for my father being able to instill a sense of self within me for the time he did have in my life. You know what I'm saying? I think the black man is needed. You know, white America has done a lot to turn the black woman against the man. You see that with the feminist movement. The feminist movement wasn't a movement for black women. Like, the black women were doing okay. Black women actually ran the household, you know. Nowadays, today, we kind of forget our roles, and that further sets us back. There's nothing wrong with a woman going out and getting a degree and working, because the way the capitalistic society works, you need a two-parent household, two parents to be working. That's just how it goes. But just to never forget your place, you know, within the home. And I know it's kind of tough for us to comprehend the word submission, but we have to be willing to fall to the tutelage of others in order to learn. There are certain things that you're better than me at, so I submit to you in that, allowing you to teach me so I can learn so then I can become better. You understand what I'm saying? So what I try to preach to people is just a level of understanding, finding out who you are early on in life, starting to build that foundation. You know, the greatest investment, like I told you, is the investment in the self and just being a better person.
Well, listen that up.
Understand what I'm saying? It's important, man, because if it wasn't for my unapologetic black spirit, man, I wouldn't know, what I would be. You know what I'm saying? It's been so much in my things happen that try to break you and tear you down, and especially being black and a male on top of that, you know what I'm saying? They're already out to get you for that. You dig what I'm saying? So just being able to stand tall in that, but you got a choice to make. You know, I chose to live an unapologetically black life. But with that choice comes a lot of trials and tribulations by being just an average Joe. You dig what I'm saying? Choosing that path creates a lot of hatred and a lot of fear and a lot of envy, because I know who I am as a man. I know who I am as a black man, and I stand in that. And your enemy is scared of you when you know yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So standing in that just puts a big target on my back, but it's just a price I chose to pay because I want to stand in who I am as a black man. So that's why I try to, salute to what you're doing, and salute to all the black men trying to reach back and give something back to the community you come from. And to show you got your bachelor's in psychology. You understand what I'm saying? It's more ways to making it than being a pawn for somebody else. You dig what I'm saying? And don't let people fall for the trap, or don't go to college. Don't give the white man your money. Unfortunately, in this day and age, 2021, you need a degree. It is what it is. Now it's about choosing that degree and what you choose to do with that. Now, if you get a degree in art or liberal arts, you're going to have some issues. But if you do like graphic design or computer engineering and any STEM degree, you're not going to have a hard time finding a job and paying those student loans back. I know I touched on a couple of different things.
I mean,
any questions or anything?
Listen, the king didn't drop the treasure box, man. He dropped the treasure box.
I tried my best.
But I want to go back to what you said about, if you don't mind, about the environment. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, we trying to reach back. I mean, one of the main purposes of this segment is to be able to reach out and reach back to people who might be watching this, young kings or queens that's watching this and saying, yo, that's me right there, or that could have been me, or that still can be me. And you said, having that like almost envy in your surroundings, in your environment when you grow up. Like, what was that like? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you overcome that?
Absolutely. It was tough. That's just the most blank way I can put it.
Just to clarify, you grew up in Rochester.
Yeah, I grew up in the city. I'm from the city, born and raised. I grew up on the west side. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just for the viewers that don't know, once again, Rochester, New York, man.
Yeah, I'm west side, Genesee and Sawyer, like born and raised. That's why I'm from that area over there. So, it was tough. I've never really had friends in my life. Just to be completely honest, I've always been looked at as different. I looked at as an outcast. So, just not conforming to societal norms. You understand? Even today, like, I don't wear skinny jeans, I don't wear fake bulletproof vests, and I'm not throwing $300 to Jordan or Nike. You understand what I'm saying? It's just being willing to accept the fact that you're different. And that's just the biggest thing. Even when you go to rehab for a drug problem, the first thing that you have to do is to admit you have a problem. You know what I'm saying? For me, I am different. We all black, but I'm not the same as you. You know what I'm saying? We from the same neighborhood, but the atmosphere and the environment that we experience is different. But that doesn't mean that I'm better or you're less than me. It's just the circumstances that we were exposed to are different. But it's tough to get children to understand that, because they got things going on in their home life, or maybe they only got their mom and their mom barely there. They sick of them and always telling them, oh, you act just like your dad, look just like your daddy, and that builds a resentment. And how do you think that makes that child feel? So for me, I definitely would say it was tough, but it was a blessing, because I needed to go through that. I needed to see those things. I just thankful for the strength to be able to not only make it through, but still also give back to those who didn't have my best interest at heart or who didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no beef with nobody.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Especially not with people from my community. We're already fighting a war. You know what I'm saying? Why fight each other?
Right.
I need you just as much as you need me. You dig what I'm saying? We both need each other. Like I said, there's things that you're good at and there's things that I'm good at.
Right.
And then we bring that together and then we progress together. You know what I'm saying? It's no fun to being at the top by yourself. I don't like being the only successful brother that I know. Like all my friends is dead or in jail, or the ones I grew up with is dead or in jail. Like that's not no fun for me. But I try to give them the game. But it's tough because we have to recognize the trap that's there. And you have to recognize, you know, we as humans we love instant gratification. So, for example, the main popular thing was selling drugs. For me growing up, I know nowadays they got credit card scam and all that other stuff.
Bunch of ways.
Yeah, they got a whole lot going on. But the main thing, you know, is selling drugs. But seeing that drug dealer with the Benz, and seeing that drug dealer with the Beamer driving down the street, coming out, got the chains and the belt, you know, they were attracted to that because it equaled no struggle for them. But I always challenge people's terminology of the word OG. You know, for me, OG means original guru. If I'm your OG and I know the lifestyle I lead and I know what comes with that lifestyle and I know the things I've been subjected to, why would I subject you to that same exact thing? Just because it take more heat off me to put a pack in your hand and tell you go flip that and bring me the cash. You understand what I'm saying? A real OG, not OG, you don't need to be out here. I remember OG for me, his name Preem Flint. From Flint. He used to be at the rec center when I used to go. He was like, one day he pulled me over. He was like, man, you got your grades on you? Showed him my grades, see what I was working on. He was like, you know, if there's anything you ever need, you know, come to me. You ain't never gonna sell no drug. But you know what I'm saying? We need that. We need more black men like that. Now, no ill will or negative intent to the lifestyle he was leading. Right. That's the only choice he might have had or the only thing he was subjected to at that time. Right. But I'm thankful for him to like, you know what, nah, you're not going to flip no pack. You're not going. You know what I'm saying? You need to do something different. Focus on school. Anything you need, come to me. But we've been so detached from the motherland. And over the years of my life, I started my intellectual journey at 17. I call it intellectual journey. Just me finding out who I am. You know, my likes, my dislikes. What's my purpose? Like, why am I here? Right. Like, what reason do I have to be placed on earth? What am I here to satisfy? What is the end goal for me?
At 17.
At 17, you know, I've always known I was different. You know, did I try my best to fit in? But there were some things I weren't going to compromise on, like as far as smoking and drinking. You know, it's just not my forte. Even at 21, and I have the ability to do so.
So you don't smoke or drink right now?
Nah, I just don't. I don't.
So
smoke
you look
or
at
drink.
Listen, y'all looking at two black men. Two black kings, both of us who don't smoke and don't drink.
Don't drink.
Pay attention.
Yeah,
Go ahead, man.
Because
how they clarify that?
Nah,
we don't get enough light for that.
Yeah,
you know, everybody. We don't get that. You know, everybody just assumes. It's like nah.
And it's funny because they look at you like you crazy because you don't smoke and drink. Like that's the funny part. That's the funny part, man. Like I'm crazy because I don't choose to partake in that lifestyle.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
But yeah, alcohol is literal poison to the body. That's why you black out. That's why you throw up. Literally poison to the body. It's literally taking years off your life. Every sip that you take is taking something from you, I promise. And weed, now I have no problem with using weed for medicinal purposes. It's when you burn it. That's what creates the issue. When you wrap it up, when you go to the store, get the 2 for $1 wraps, throw the tobacco on the ground. I hate when people do that. Throw the tobacco on the ground, crush the weed up, sprinkle it in there. Then you light it. For one, the wrap you're using has the same chemicals that they use in like rat bait in it. You know what I'm saying? All that tobacco and stuff. And then once you light it, you know, a chemical reaction occurs. And then the end result from you lighting that leads to combustion, which creates CO2. So why would you then inhale something your body purposely exhale for the survival of you? Right. It makes no sense. Now, if you boil weed or if you cook with it, if you put it in tea bags and use it for those reasons, it's no issue. You know, because Mother Nature, it's an herb, but it's the way we go about it. Right. And you don't got to be smacked and high everywhere you go. If you got to wake up and the first thing you do is reach for the blunt, you got a problem. Right. If any type of turmoil you face in life, you grab a blunt, you got a problem. And that's with anything in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And anything, like even that's good for you. If you feel like you gotta, man, someone might gotta work out. No, you need to address the issues that you have. I'm not saying coping skills are bad or using your stress relief mechanisms brings you any harm, but at some point in life you have to deal with what you have going on. You know what I'm saying? And I chose to deal with mine. 17. Never really had no friends. Well, I was friends with people. They weren't friends with me. I was always different. You know, and I was just like, why me? Why me? You know, I killed to be average. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's placed on earth for different reasons.
Right. Did you ever find yourself getting caught up in that lifestyle though?
Oh, I definitely did. I've definitely done my dirt and done my things, but I always knew my limits. And it was, you know, your conscience always speaks to you. We always look outside of ourselves for answers. The answers are within. You have to be willing to dig deep enough to go get that.
Let me adjust for a second. Let me let them.
Keep live.
Let me let them. It's where? Hold on.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And mind you, me and him only ever had one conversation. So
That's
if I'm saying it and he's saying it, it has to be some relevance to what we're saying.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's tough. You know what I'm saying? If
It's tough.
Everybody, you know, especially just being turned on by your own community when you're trying to do things to help better them. I think that was the most heartbreaking, you know, thing for me personally, just because, you know, you already got your opposition against you, and then to have your own people turn.
Right.
All you're trying to do is better yourself, and you don't choose to go down the same path that they go down. Like, that's just, you know, the most heartbreaking part. But like I said, it's just essential that you find your purpose and make sure that you're acting on your purpose. So when things like that do happen, when everybody turns against you, because don't get it twisted, it's not only when you're doing bad people leave you. When you're doing good, it's like, oh, he think he.
That's when, honestly, for me, that's when most people disappear.
When you're doing good, man.
Yeah, most of them, like, man.
You know, King, people are seasonal. And this is what I try to get people to understand. People are seasonal. People come into your life for a reason, to show you what you're ready for and to show you what you're not ready for. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I've had women come into my life, I'm like, she way out of my league. But that just shows me the level that I need to get to. You understand what I'm saying? You know, people are seasonal. She came into my life, or he, whatever, you know, friends, relation, any type of relationship you have with somebody, they come into your life, they're there to show you something. They're either there to take or to give. And there's nothing wrong with that. A relationship should always be mutual. It should always be mutual reciprocation. You take, you give, you know what I'm saying, vice versa. And you're there to learn from that individual, but, you know, everyone has an expiration date as well. But it's just tough for us as humans to acknowledge that expiration date. And once we hold on to people for longer than we should have, then that's when dangerous things start to occur. You understand what I'm saying? Even for me, you know, just getting blindsided by the insides of a woman took me off my purpose. You know what I'm saying? And just after the situation was all said and done, it was like, look how much time was wasted. Not money. I can always go to work and make that back. But time, that's your most valuable asset, is your time. You'll never get that back. You know what I'm saying? So just to be able to reflect on your life and to see how much time have I wasted. You know what I'm saying? But I tell people there's no such thing as a loss in life. So don't think of it as a loss in time. You know, there's wins and there's lessons. You know what I'm saying? Wins and there's lessons. You should be learning from everything you do. But sometimes things are going to happen and you're not going to come up. You might be on your purpose. It might be for you. But then it may not work out. Like, that's just the beauty of life. Like, am I doing something wrong? Is it? Those are the times that's tested to see if you really about that action. You know, COVID hit, the pandemic hit. Everybody was, you know, a fitness expert, or everybody was this, everybody was that. COVID to show you if you really about that life or not. You know, and I took the pandemic with me. For me, was a period of self-reflection. Yeah. Just to be able to be shut in. See, the problem is a lot of people are scared of themselves and run from who they are. So when the pandemic happened and every bars is closed, so I can't drink my problems away. You know what I'm saying? Everything is shut down. I really have to sit here and deal with the individual that I am. You know, I have to look in the mirror and be like, this is who I've created myself to be. Like, we got to be very clear with our verbiage, because our body can't tell a joke from seriousness. Your body take everything for real. You know what I'm saying? It's not who you are, it's who you created. You understand what I'm saying? But the beauty of life is you write it with a pencil. So you have the ability to erase and to go back into fixing. Okay, I don't really like that. Cross that out. Okay, let me make sure I focus. You understand what I'm saying?
Always, yep.
Yeah, so your life is like a canvas. It's all about what you paint on it. All about what you, and we can't get caught up on, okay, well, this line isn't too straight or this isn't that. You get too caught up on the nitty gritty, and then you stand back. You've only completed like a fourth of the portrait when the whole thing should be done by now.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And we just can't get caught up, because those things that we critique are societal norms. You dig what I'm saying? It's what society views of us or how we think we should be.
Right.
Like how they think we all should sag and rap and smoke and drink lean and pop pills and do all that. That doesn't have to be a story. You can shoot, if you want it to be a story, you can.
Right.
Doesn't mean it necessarily has to.
All right, so that's a little bit about where you came from. What's the vision for what's next for you?
Vision for the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, for me, like I said, getting a BS in psychology right now, move on to get my master's in mental health therapy. But for my research dissertation, for anybody pursuing a master's, you're gonna have to do a research project, a dissertation, whatever. And I want to specifically focus on, RCSD, the Rochester City School District, and I just wanted like a handful, like 10 kids, and see what happens to their academic performance and their psychological, emotional well-being, all those things, if you instill within them a sense of self. You know what I'm saying? A lot of children in the RCSD, in the inner city, usually come from a single parent household. What does that mean? Parents don't have the resources or the time or the availability to fully commit to a child. And I work for Camp Good Days, and they have a program called Homework Huddle. And what I do there is I help tutor kids, help them with their homework, and they're all from the city school district. And the main thing I see is can't read, can't write, you understand what I'm saying? So the time should be spent doing their homework, but I got to teach them how to read. How can I expect you to do this? You can't even read. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't know how to add, but they're giving you multiplication. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's not their fault. We idolize the wrong things in the black community. Like I said, you can name me 1,000 rappers, 1,000 football players, 1,000 basketball players, name me some black scholars. You know what I'm saying? The aspirations of what we attain to are fed to us. We see Love and Hip Hop. We see the NFL. We see the NBA. We don't have a TV show, a reality show about black doctors,
right?
Black psychologists. We don't have that. So to be able to show our children different, and while showing them something different, teaching them the power and being a black man, it's a blessing to have that melanation. Back in the day with Africans, melanin was seen as a source of intellect. Like, he melanated, so he got something with him. The Europeans used to send their best students to Africa to learn. And they would spend years in Africa dedicating themselves to our culture and to our lifestyle to learn and bring it back to Europe. The Moors is just a fancy word for black Africans who came to Europe to teach. You understand what I'm saying? So everything they know from us. But tying that back to my impact is I want them to realize their power. I want them to realize their grace, their finesse. You know what I'm saying? What the powers that they possess, if they're shown, they have to see it. Kids are very, very visual. So to see a young black man like myself, or a black man like you, or any other black positive role models that aren't celebrities, that are fulfilling their purposes and what they're supposed to do, I think that'd be crucial, essential to a child's cognitive development. Like, wow, he's doing it. He looks exactly like me.
Right.
It's tough for me to attain to be a doctor. Can't even tell you a black psychologist besides Dr. Umar Johnson. He only popular because of what he do.
Right.
So even reaching, you want to be a psychologist? You want to be, like, I want kids to know that that's okay.
Right, yeah.
The expected answer isn't, you want to be in the NFL someday. We got enough people in the modern day slave trade. Let's do something a little bit different. Right. You know what I'm saying? So showing them that and teaching them the essence of who they are, I think you will see a magnificent growth in them, academically, spiritually, psychologically. And I want that to be the source of my thesis. You know, and then of course get my license, private practice. You know,
and you working for KU Life Motivation? Nah, I got to get the king on there, man.
Yeah. I do I have a YouTube. It's at S.K.I.L.L.S Elite.
Oh yeah, put that out there.
Yeah, where I teach young black men, and the more I do it, I open it up to just anybody at this point, just to find your purpose, man. I lay down step by step. And I just started it. I got a few videos up, but step by step, how to find your purpose are the steps I took to help find my purpose. Okay. Because we tell them to find your purpose. Be great. Go do this. Okay, well, if I've never seen it, or that isn't exemplified in my life, how do I go about achieving those things? You understand what I'm saying? That's my thing. Like, people tell you do this, do that. Okay, you might want to explain how to get to those places or how to get to those points, or talk about goal. How do I set a goal? What is a goal? What is a reasonable time for a goal? What are some manageable goals that I can achieve at this moment in my life? I'm saying? So just outlining those things and what it takes to achieve your purpose. You know, but I want to say, you know, a little caveat to the conversation that we're having. Being on your purpose is the hardest thing you can do. You know, some people think, oh, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Shouldn't it be easy? It's one of the hardest things you can do, because how many people you know are maneuvering on their purpose? And that's scary for people. That's an intimidation factor for other people. Like, wow, he really doing everything he said he would do, doing things that edify his soul and his spirit, and look at me. Man, forget about him. Man, that's like, you know what I'm saying? It's that easy just to throw that shade. And that's really what a hater is. They're hating because they're watching you every move. You know what I'm saying? They're watching you every move. Like, I put a video up on Instagram the other day. I got 100-something views, like 26 likes. So they watching you. They're gonna give you your, you know, your acknowledgement, your admonishment, the satisfaction you're looking for. But they're watching. Best and believe they're watching, man. But yeah, but the main premise is definitely to combat that psychological health. You know, our trauma that we face. That's the main premise. We have to break that. We have to break that.
Gotcha, man. So with King Life, man.
Of course.
What's King Life to you, man? King Life, Queen Life, what?
Yeah, of course. My interpretation of King Life, Queen Life is just moving at the highest frequency that you could. You know, accompanying your purpose, but maneuvering within your lane, staying in your lane, doing what is edifying to your spirit. I think that is the essence of what you got going on here, man. King Life. Got you,
man. The slogan. KQ Life slogan: wherever my feet take me, that land I shall conquer. Thoughts
on that? Wherever my feet take me, my land, you should conquer it, right?
That land I shall conquer. Yeah.
So if we're piggybacking based off of the what it means, and then what your slogan means, I think if you're operating on the proper frequency and you're fulfilling your purpose, everywhere you go, you should touch it. You may not always have to say something or do something extravagant. Even your presence should bless, you know, where you go. King Life, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm telling you, if y'all might not believe this, but I'm telling you, me and the King probably had one conversation
over the summer.
Over the summer. And I'm telling you, if for those who follow me, y'all know he's literally just repeat. It's a repetition. Literally just repeat. Literally the last two things you just spoke about was I think I want to say about the last maybe 2-3 posts I just posted on my Instagram, which was silence and let your presence be felt. That was one of the main things. You don't have to seek attention, man. But your presence should be felt. Literally.
You know, I don't believe in coincidences, King. It's no such thing as coincidence.
That's a fact.
You know, speaking of silence, I just posted a video on my YouTube called "The Power of Silence."
What's your YouTube again?
YouTube, S.K.I.L.L.S Elite. S.K.I.L.L.S Elite. You'll see a picture of me. You'll see me, so you know that's me.
I'll put it somewhere in here. Most likely, I'll just put it in there.
Yeah, I'll send you the stuff, man. And it really makes my heart happy, man. Like, sometimes I really just want to cry. Like, as I maneuver through life, and you know, it's tough moving on your purpose, man. It's emotionally, mentally, it's draining. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're the only one doing it. And people are like, why you? And they steady quiet, like, why you? Like, my mom always checking on me. You okay? You all right? Because, like, I don't have no friends. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't go out. Like, I'm young. I'm 21. Like, now in your youth, you have the energy to create the life you want. Why wait till you're 30, 40, 50, and 60, and 70 till then you decide you want to work hard?
Right.
do it now while you're young and you have the energy. So then I'm 30, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm chilling.
We gonna get. Yeah, I know. Once the last one of the questions is gonna happen that I asked, I know you're gonna touch on it greatly, man. I know. I'm waiting for the answer myself. So, with KQ Life,
right?
The K and the Q is backwards individually in the logo. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, if I had to use my best guess and just going off everything that I know, I think just something outside of the ordinary. I think the K and the Q is backwards. It's like a symbol. Don't be afraid because you're different, you know. And it's just crazy how the spirit moves, because we talk about some things, and then like I'm really just starting to look at it and pay more attention to it. Man, you can't afraid to be bold. You can't afraid to do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? It may not satisfy the people around you, but it's satisfying to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just out of the ordinary, something different. Like really making your mark.
Right.
Like something to always be remembered by.
That's what's up. And like I said, I'll review the answer. I'm gonna review the answer after I get like to a certain level of subscribers and all that.
Yeah, do your thing, boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to the answer.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But all right. So, young king, queen, watching this video right now.
Yes, sir.
Similar situation to you, as yourself. You know, what type of information or perspective can you offer to that young man or young woman? Like, yo, that's the same situation I'm in right now. Maybe I'm going to private school. Maybe I'm in the city. I talk different. A lot of our young kings and queens that's involved in like the urban suburban program, and I work with some of them as well. And that's one of the things that they disclose to me is like that same exact feeling that you described. So, what's a piece of advice, an action item that they can take right now that could?
Right now, I guess for me, when I was going through that, the thing I really needed the most and things I really need to hear is I want to let you know that I love you and that I need you. And the things that I'm doing is to help your journey be a little easier than mine. You know, I think community over contest, something one of my previous kings, well, I still talk to him to this day, Lee Davis, Lucky, one of the things he told me, community over contest. I love you and I need you, and you're doing the right things. The more uncomfortable it is, the more you're moving in the right direction. You know, if anytime anybody need to reach out and talk, like you could take my number, 585-317-1980, because man, sometimes it's hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you, especially being the only one of your kind to do what you're doing. You just want to know that you're loved, and you feel that sense of embracement that, like, you know, I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
I'm doing the right thing. And sometimes you're gonna need that pick me up. Like I was forced to pick myself up most of the time, but you're gonna need that pick me up. So that's why I let them know I love you and I need you. And continue to shine, continue to do your thing. Let your light pave the way for you. I promise. It's gonna be sweeter on the other side. I promise. I promise it will be.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So yeah, man. Anything else you want to tell the people, or anything about you got going on, or something that you want to manifest, man?
Yeah, just YouTube. Like I said, Hercules Elite. I want to take that bigger. I definitely want to start my own non-for-profit. Okay. Specifically for underserved communities, just to, like I said, be that beacon of light for them. You know, a man that looked like me is doing some pretty amazing things. You know what I'm saying? I want to start a book club, you know, for us to become more educated outside of the Eurocentric schooling system. It's about time we take back our culture and take back our history, and then life will begin to become easier for us once we get back to the basis of who we are as individuals. You know what I'm saying? We need to throw away, you know, personally, I don't know if you speak on religion or nothing, and you're joined or not, but we need to get away from the European religion that was given to us, the European language, the European food. We need to get back to what we know, but the only way we do that is through teaching. So I definitely want to get a book club going. I definitely want to start a non-for-profit in the next coming years. You dig what I'm saying? I definitely want to do that. I think the book club is the most feasible thing for me to do right now. I'll pick a book every 2 weeks. I want to have like a Zoom meeting or something where I talk about it, or I do a YouTube video just discussing some of the topics that were hit upon in the chapters that were assigned. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest community teaching that I can do right now in this present moment in time.
Yeah, that's dope. And I apologize. I know what y'all are thinking if y'all watch the channel, because that's actually a part of my segments. It's a book.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
No, I think it's a coincidence.
Yeah, no, like, what the, nah, it really just happened. Yeah, part of it is I would take a book and read like a segment out of it, like maybe like a maybe a page or two, just something light, just to introduce people to a different perspective. Sometimes that knowledge is not readily available in our communities. If it don't pop up on their screen as an ad, they're less likely to click.
Right.
But so that's what I do. I haven't done one in a while, y'all. I apologize. A lot of things been going on in the kingdom and queendom, but y'all know we've been building. But yeah, that's definitely something that's powerful. It's just that knowledge, like you said.
Of course.
But I want to appreciate, take time to appreciate you, King.
Absolutely.
Definitely been a knowledge bomb. You know what I'm saying? Look forward to building with you in the future, man.
Yes, sir. Continue to be that gateway, man. Because like I said, I just started giving my message back, and you invited me on the platform immediately.
Yeah,
continue to build that, because like you said, we need to see it. We need to see
fact.
it. And then I'm young too. Like, oh, you look just like he doing the same. He young too. Like, we need that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you, King.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, King, and we love you, son. We appreciate everything you do. Like I said, even when you think they're not watching, King, they watching. Plenty of times I wanted to give up on my journey, and people hit me in it, like it'll come right. So right on time blessing. Like somebody hit me in my DM, like, yo, I've been listening to what you're saying.
Right.
I appreciate you. Like just when I feel like, man, I'm done with this. Ain't nobody listening to me.
Right.
And then like they'll come and hit with it.
You know what? Some energy that's giving me right now. Something that's coming on to me, right? And it's something exactly what you just spoke about is that journey. I was going to do a whole different segment. I'm going off script. Not script. We ain't even on script right now.
Of course.
A little off the norm. Exactly what you just got done talking about is when you're on that journey and you feel like, ain't nobody listening, ain't nobody paying attention. Don't think, I always tell y'all, I made a post on Instagram. I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when I'm putting up content, yes, it's unscripted. I don't write down anything. I have a thought and I'll record it.
Absolutely.
But if I'm stumbling over my words too much or that lighting is too bad, I might just re-record it, right? But and sometimes, we do get down, like you said. It is that journey, taking that journey, going against the norm. Right. Especially in my case, I was a totally different king at that time. You know what I'm saying? You're always a king. It's just there's a difference between the king in process and the king in progress. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yes.
I like
that. But one of the things is I want to share something with y'all real quick. I'll let the king touch on this, man, because my apologies.
Nah, you good.
So this right here, man, I was gonna do a whole segment, but this right here, I want to give a special shout out, and let this be an encouragement. Let this be motivation for the king, and as well as anybody out there that's trying to chase their dream right now. So this right here was. Shout out to the queen. I'm gonna put her name up here. I just started my page, not too long ago, man. I veered away from social media completely. But once I started my page up, people follow this and the third, whatever have you. And in that moment, there was a time. There was a time where I started feeling like, yeah, it's exactly what you said. Started thinking like, veering off that purpose. Right, this purpose, not my life purpose, but this type of platform, this whatever I was thinking, this way, this methodology, like
right.
You know what I'm saying. And just as that happened, those thoughts started creeping in. This queen reached out and was like, "Listen, from Chicago, and if my followers, they seen her segment. She did an interview.
Okay.
She did a skills interview, just like you doing right now. She didn't come in, so she made her own backdrop, painted her own backdrop." Out in Chicago, and then the queen sent me this. Yo, I never spoke to this queen a day in my life, face to face, no nothing, and it was the message, the positivity, the intentions is there,
right.
So when you feel like giving up, exactly what the king is talking about, and you think nobody listening, and you think it's not impactful because you're not getting that instant gratification. When you're out doing bad, you get that instant gratification because you hurt somebody.
Right.
But when you heal somebody, just something as simple as a smile, something as simple as it's going to be okay. You don't see the impact that has.
Man.
So, I want to, shout out the queen. And I don't want to botch her name. We'll put her real name out there, but I believe her Instagram name is, I'll put it on the screen, it's like at Danvera.
Okay.
I know her real name, but I don't want to say it but I'll put it on the screen.
Right.
This is the impact. So I want to offer that to you as well, King, like to take that along your journey. Like when you, same thing, when that does creep in, this is new for me too. You just started, I just started. I'm not even a year in. And to have that delivered, man, she sent that like first class at the studio doorstep waiting.
Oh, so she was serious about her business. Respect to the queen for that, man. We need that. And it's the little things, man. It's the little things that make your heart
major
just
for
jump.
me. You know what I'm saying? That's major for me, man. I was just blown away.
Because it don't take nothing to do this. This, you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And then just the impact it have is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But I would encourage all your viewers to do it. This is something I got to get back into. I got to do it.
Right.
But every week, man, I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to record myself. I'm going to try my best to record myself doing it. But find you a black queen, a black king to walk up to. Any king, any queen. But for me, black. You know, I love you and I need you. You know what I'm saying? You're a beautiful soul. Continue to shine.
Right.
Just as something as simple as that. Keep it moving. You know, never know how. Just to touch them.
It's a fact.
Just say, hey, a touch somebody day. How you doing? A touch somebody day. Just want to let you know you're a beautiful queen and I value you. You're a beautiful king and I, you know what I'm saying, handsome king and I value you. I went up to men and said it.
Right.
Black men look at me crazy when I do it, but I love you when I need you.
Yeah, right.
I can't do it by myself.
Right. It's a
community effort.
Spread peace and stay silent. Man, thank y'all for watching, man. It's been a good one, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate every last one of y'all. And until next time, King Life, Queen Life, KQ Life.
Appreciate you, King.